Hello and welcome to this meditation. Today's meditation is going to be recognizing that maybe you're not feeling so great today and finding a way to just be okay with that. Just find a comfortable place or space. It's okay if it's just you, just flopped down on the couch. Or if maybe you're just taking a moment of pause and closing your eyes between meetings or before you pick up the kids or do that next item on your to-do list. Just taking a moment to be with you, to be with this body of yours that's had so much to tell you, particularly that maybe it doesn't feel well. Something feels off. Something's not quite right or in balance. Maybe you know what caused it. Maybe you don't quite know. Maybe you have some suspicion. Knowing or not knowing, that's okay. We do our best to scan through the list of things that we do to take care of ourselves, support our bodies. And even if we've been doing all the things to help it feel really good and vital and energized and well, sometimes there will just be those days and those moments where you wake up and you sense, oh, it's one of those days. It's one of those days. Oh, it's one of those days. And we start judging it, we get frustrated, the negativity starts coming in, oh, not again, or oh, this is inconvenient. And what if we could just lay that aside too? Lay aside the knowing maybe why this is happening, or maybe not having any clue. Just laying aside the critical mind, the judging, the wishing it away. One of the most beautiful things you're doing for yourself when you find yourself in this place and in this space is to slow down, is to allow the body to be quiet and still for a moment. So that you can really just be with what is. I'm having one of those days where I could just tell upon waking, oh, this is going to be a tough one. I was really proud of myself I showed myself some really nice care. Now, this isn't always the case, but today I had a little win. I allowed myself to sleep for as long as I could. I taught a class. I came back post class. I laid down. And then I took a bath, had my water, fueled my body. And this time it was nice. I was like, oh, that helped. Those things helped. But I'm still struggling. As I sit here and guide you in this moment back to you, I'm tuning in to really how my body is feeling and how it's doing. That mind is so powerful. He was saying, oh, you're feeling better. And it might be right in some ways. But as I sit here, as I sort of sense into my body, notice, just like maybe you're noticing and sitting with your body right now. Maybe your eyes are closed. It actually feels kind of ouchy. Just to say that our minds are really powerful at doing its best to override the body when it's absolutely necessary. And there's so many times that the mind convinces you it's necessary. That's why the counterbalance, the opposite, is so important too, so that we don't become so aligned with the mind, its thoughts, its demands. And just allow the body to speak. What if you could just meet your body with just a curiosity? With a deep presence and listening. Just being with you. Just being with what is. And separating out any sort of judgment or wishing things were different. Just being with you and the messages and signals that the body is sending to you. Even if you don't have a response for the messages, even if you don't know what to do with the intel and information, just observing and not abandoning you at this time. Just staying with you. As I sit here and as I create this meditation for you, I'm really intrigued and fascinated by the amount of ooh and ouch, the tender. It's 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 achy in my joints. Hmm. Me just sitting here and being with it, saying, "Okay, I hear you. I see you. I can tend to you. I can be with you." For as much as I might want to banish what I'm noticing, sensing, feeling, observing, banishment would mean banishing a part of myself, my truth, and where I am. Instead, I start to search and look around for the deep honoring of what is. Maybe not quite acceptance, but an opening to and adjusting to the idea that, yeah, I don't feel so good right now. And what would it be like to allow your full self to respond to the, I'm not feeling so well right now, but responding with a gentleness, with a softness, with ease and kindness. And if that's hard for you, you can just notice that. Finding a new way of being when you are in this place. Leaving behind the fight. I tend to struggle and fight myself, my body, when I'm not feeling great, when I'm sick, when I'm unwell. My body is not performing or up to a task. And then this whole struggle, this battle where I'm upset at my body, feels like my body's upset at me, just creates a lot of static, even more expanded energy that's expended, not expanded. Expended energy. When I'm already in a state that the body's like, oh man, this too? Now you want to fight me? It's just learning a new way. Just being open to a new way. gifting yourself with more ease. Instead of a punitive reaction where you push yourself even harder, you try to override that much more. Just try to grin and bear it. I get it. I've done that. I still do that. And there are moments where we will have to override the body. But what about the other moments like now? We're in the letting go, the relaxation. We could just learn to be with what is. Being with what is. Being with what is. I'm so glad you took the time to just be with you today and join me for this body meditation. I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Leslie Field. I'm a somatic practitioner of embodied movement, and I use therapeutic and empowering movement practices to help people reconnect back to their body, back to its wisdom, back to its truth. I also have a podcast called Sick and Seeking. I'm now launching season 3, and on this podcast, I share stories of people who have navigated illness, being unwell, sickness, and different other chronic illnesses and autoimmune diseases. I also share the work of people who can provide insight, alternative thinking, thoughts, tools, techniques on healing, how to bring the body back into flow, balance, vitality. Again, that podcast is called Sick and Seeking, and I'd love you to take a listen. You can also find me on social media at Leslie A. Field, and I do have other meditations on my YouTube page. It was such a pleasure having you join me today, and I look forward to the next time.